Grab your pots and pans, it's time to cook. Don't forget the spatula. Watch this.
Is retired U.S. Army Lieutenant Colonel Robert McGinnis. Colonel McGinnis, thank you for joining us. And so, how does allowing Ukraine to strike Russia with U.S. supplied weapons change the Ukraine Russia
Whoa.
war?
Well, Arthel is probably going to enrage Putin, which of course is problematic. Keep in mind, the intelligence community, according to the New York Times, recently said that Ukraine is losing the war. Now, we know that Zelensky, as you just reported, has come to the United States weeks ago with a victory plan. And allegedly, when he met with President Biden, he made it very clear that using ATACMS and other long-range missiles, such as what the French and the UK just released, will be helpful. Now, unfortunately, it's a possibility that this could likely broaden the war. Now, keep in mind, the Chinese are allegedly providing lethal aid now to Russia. The Iranians have, and of course, as you just reported, the North Koreans have sent upward to 10,000 troops to Russia, allegedly that are going to be in the eastern provinces helping in the fight against Kursk. So you have a host of issues here. Allowing them to use HIMARS ATACMS that can reach 188 miles inside of Russia could be incredibly.
I want to know why in the world, right? Can anybody tell me? I thought this was supposed to be a peaceful transfer of power. Once again, I thought this was supposed to be a peaceful transfer of power. It don't seem like it's peaceful to me. To me, it seems like it's very treacherous. To me, it seems like it's very violent. It's not really an honorable way of transferring power. We understand that the Democrats is pissed right now, but at the same time, this is a nation. This is a nation. And it seems like they're thinking with their emotions to me. Smash that like button if you agree. If you would like to support the channel, hit the AirTech EMF protector, right? This allows you to protect yourself against those harmful rays because we all are legally blind. We can only see 10% of the things around us. So what's going on with the 90%? You might want to protect yourself. I pinned it to the top of the chat. That's how you support the channel. But let's continue. What do y'all think about this World War III thing that's going on, right? Biden, what you doing, Sleepy Joe Biden? What are you doing?
Problematic.
Well, also, here's another question. Is there enough time for Ukraine to take advantage of these long-range missiles in the next 64 days? Enough to put Russia and the North Koreans on its...
Ma'am, listen to what questions you ask. Is it enough time? Do you know war can be started in an instant? War is instantaneous. You have 64 days until they pass the baton, right? 64 days. A lot can happen in one day. A lot can happen in a millisecond. One decision can change everything. Don't y'all know that? That's like you walking outside and you make one decision that can change your whole life. That's the position that the United States is in right now. One decision can change this whole thing, can blow this whole thing up. Let me know your thoughts on it. Let's go.
On their heels.
Unlikely. ATACMS are not going to make a major difference, quite frankly. What it will do is put Mr. Trump, as he assumes the presidency, in a much worse situation because the Russians, like I said.
Listen, and to me, this is self-sabotage. What did they just say? They're going to put Trump in a worse position. Why are they doing that? When they all sip coffee together at the end of the day, they all talk and they all related, blue and red. Did y'all know that all presidents are related? So the joke is actually on you. This is a big distraction if you really want to talk about it. But most people don't want to dive deep. They going on the surface level. All of them are related. It's called a 13 bloodline for a reason. Most people in the United States will never, let me repeat, you won't ever be president unless you relate to these people. They done already tried it with the Kennedys and XYZ. They're like, we're not going to do that again. That was too close. People want to change things, right? They still mad at Trump because he don't really listen to what they talk about. But yet he's still part of the bloodline as well. Don't forget that part. But let's continue.
Said will have been enraged. And so you have a series of things that have happened, Arthur.
Let me give you a fun fact. Did y'all know that Joe Biden and Donald Trump is related? I bet y'all didn't know that. Ha. Let's go.
Mr. Biden, in fact, thought that the war in Ukraine was going to bolster our industrial base. It didn't. And he also was hoping that it would degrade the Russian military. Unfortunately, what Vladimir Putin has done is upgrade his industrial base to produce more munitions, and he is, just increasing his selective service to bring more people into the ranks, to include, of course, the North Koreans. So you have the makings of a much broader war. So we need to be incredibly careful here about allowing Zelensky's so-called victory plan to go forward in a way that could just rob us all of our future freedoms.
Well, okay, you said that Putin's reaction has already been to increase his forces. Well, he's taking North Korean forces, so he's not that impressive. So his military is wounded by the smaller, mightier Ukraine. That said, listen, as we said, in 64 days, Trump will be the U.S. president. How do you think Trump's military advisors will guide him?
Well, it's going to take a while to bring them aboard. Clearly, Waltz and
I don't really think it's going to take them a while. Putin, that's Trump's friend from back in the day. If he tell this man, look, it's time for you to stop what you're doing. Let's go get some money, because we know war. We understand that it's profitable, but we can make way more money doing something else. It's called business, right? And I'm sure that they're into business, right? So this man need to obviously hurry up and get in there, because if we're leaving it up to what's going on, why would you send those missiles in Ukraine, Joe Biden? Are you really thinking straight? Why would you allow Ukraine to shoot off rockets, right? They know they can't beat Russia. We all know that Ukraine is your laundromat as far as where the money printing and where the money schematics goes, right? The money laundering goes. It's a laundromat. That's why they're sending billions of dollars there, because it's returning to somebody at the end of the day, or a group of people. At the end of the day, it's a money scheme. It's a Ponzi to me, if you ask me. Follow the money don't lie. Follow the money. Once again, the money don't lie, people do. Let's go.
Perhaps Pete Hegseth and others will be able to advise him to go slow. Mr. Trump's already made it clear, Ethel, that he wants to get out of this war, wants Ukraine to have peace in the future. And I think that the statements over the weekend by Vladimir Putin suggesting that, yeah, he's ready to talk in a matter of speaking. And Zelensky has said as much as well. What we don't need to do at this late hour in the Biden administration is exacerbate a pretty bad situation that perhaps has a chance of resolving itself in a peaceful way in the near future. I think all of us want peace. What we don't want, obviously, is...
We all want peace, but I don't know why people looking for peace outside of themselves. Every day you wake up, we at war at the end of the day. So why are you looking for peace on the exterior when peace is supposed to be something in the interior? That's what I never understood. But why are you provoking, right? Why are you antagonizing Putin as if he's not army strong? That's what I want to know. Why are you antagonizing Putin as if you're poking the bear, as if the bear don't have claws and the bear won't just attack you? America, we got to start making it make sense. We got to start making it make sense, but let's go.
Total occupation of Ukraine by the Russians and more killing. And that's unfortunately what's happening.
But is there any way to look at it from this other perspective, which is, sure, it's going to poke the bear, it's going to make Putin more angry and angrier and more fierce as he can be. But what's the other side of this? Because this agreement that could happen in the next 64 days or so means that Ukraine has to once again give up territory to Russia. So, how is that a great move?
Right.
Yeah. This is a bad situation for all involved. I do believe, with the Russian parliament having already accepted the 4 provinces of eastern Ukraine as part of its kingdom, and what Vladimir Putin has made very clear is he's not going to give away anything. And in fact, over the last few weeks, he's redefined his own nuclear doctrine in such a way that he says very explicitly that a joint attack by a non-nuclear state such as Ukraine, backed by a nuclear state such as the United States, will in fact allow him, if he so decides, to use tactical nuclear weapons.
He's not going to do that.
I don't
He
think
won't.
he's
You
going to
know
do
that.
that.
You know that, Colonel. He's not going to.
But
Right.
but
So let me
but
ask you
Phil,
this. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
but Arthel, he's been boasting about that for years. I understand that, but they had exercises here recently in Belarus with those same tactical nuclear weapons. He also
Ma'am, what makes you so sure that this man ain't gonna attack you? We talking about Vladimir Putin here. We talking about the Russians, the people that go to war in the snow and any weather. Ma'am, madame, what do you know? What do you even know about war, madame? What do you know about it? Let the general speak.
has had exercises in the northeast or the northwest part of this country talking about these things. Putin is a rational player, but at the same time, Putin is very hegemonic about not allowing NATO's encroachment into Ukraine and further east. And as a result, I do believe that Putin will draw a line there. And unfortunately, we've been playing around with the idea of allowing NATO membership to come to Ukraine. And that, I think, is a red line which might exacerbate the current problem.
Well, this is definitely a new wrinkle, a big wrinkle, a conundrum, if you will, for sure. So let me ask you, with all of this now at play, could this move prompt President-elect Trump to reconsider some of his cabinet picks, like Defense Secretary, Secretary of State, Homeland Security, DNI? I don't know. I'm just asking.
No, ma'am, that won't change anything. He's picking the best. He's picking the most elite. He's picking the people that's serious about a change. Come on, we got bigger fish to fry.
You, sir.
Quite possibly, only because you need people with deep European experience, people that understand the Ukrainian culture, that understand the Polish culture. Those nations, are in a very tenuous situation, Arthel, as are the Baltics, as are the Nordic countries. They're ramping up for war. They believe that's inevitable. And so we need people that are advising the president that have firsthand knowledge about what is going on in that eastern area and really trying to get in the head of Vladimir Putin, which is incredibly difficult, much less in President Xi's head, who I would argue is sort of manipulating some of what's going on with Russia. After all, if he's willing to provide lethal aid and buy up all the extra energy that Putin is willing to sell, then he's fully supporting what he's doing. And that sends a very bad message. And no wonder the Europeans are nervous in the service.
It's a lot to keep an eye out on. A retired U.S. Army Lieutenant.
I mean, it's a lot to keep a eye out on when we're causing our own problems, self-inflicting wounds at the end of the day. Smash that like button, tell a friend and tell a friend. This is the beginning. This is not the end. Another episode of the Healthy Discussion Show. Just wanted to give you guys a quick update on Joe Biden poking the bear, poking Putin. For what? You're already out of office. It's time for you to go. Why would you do this on the way out of office? What happened to things being peaceful? But it's not what I think. I really want to know what you guys think. Leave them thoughts down below. Let me know. Smash that like button. Subscribe to the channel. You can also support me by getting the AirTech EMF protectors. Once again, I'm going to leave other links up as well just to add value to the channel. On that note, peace, blessings, and love.